bit closer here. May as well get everybody round the cross, please. Sergeant, I'd like to welcome you to the unveiling of this beautiful Celtic cross and thank you for taking the time and commitment to come here tonight. I think that it's particularly appropriate that this cross should be unveiled tonight as we approach the 80th anniversary of the 1916 Rising. The people who led that revolt against British rule in this country, men like Clark, Pearse and Connolly, paid the ultimate price for their bravery, courage and commitment for a free and united Irish Republic. Hence, they share many of the same characteristics of the men whom we've come tonight to remember with pride and dignity, the volunteers of Oakland Ahern from the Derrybeg estate. They, like the 1916 leaders, saw our country ruled by a foreign power which usurped our nationhood and ruled with an iron fist. They said enough was enough, and they fought and died to free our country. This cross will be a permanent and timely reminder of the sacrifice which people from this estate have made. It's also testament to the many men and women from this small estate who have served time over the last 26 years in the cause of Irish freedom and justice. Indeed, of the 6 Newry prisoners still incarcerated in Long Cash, 4 come from the Derrybeg area. Sean Mallory serving 21 years, Tyler Markey serving life, Des McGinty serving 17 years, Jervis Mark serving 16 years. Our thoughts tonight are also with these men and their families and friends. Lastly, this cross bears witness to the brave men and women, boys and girls of Derrybeg, who refused to bend the knee to British oppression and thuggery. To the likes of young Kevin Heatley, a child, mown down by British troops, simply because he was Irish and simply because he was nationalist. Derrybeg was an estate built in the 1960s, in an era when unionists still held the upper hand. Hence it suffered the scourge of unemployment, of low wages, of poverty, which was a lot of nationalists in this corrupt little statelet. At times it seemed that this estate would go down under the weight of British misrule and mismanagement. However, we underestimated the spirit of the people of Derrybeg. They are a people who have gone through the fire and have come out stronger, wiser and more united than before. This cross is a symbol of your strength, bravery and dignity. Now ask Eileen Hillen, I'm going to say Eileen Morgan there, a Derrybeg Republican who served many years in Armagh Jail to unveil the cross. From Derrybeg residents. Now I ask for tonight a man who is well known in the Newry area, well known throughout the 6 counties, well known throughout Ireland for the effort that he has made on behalf of the Republican struggle. That's Martin Meehan from Ardoyne, Belfast.
I live Golear, the Wilbrod Ormava, I'm a Caroline Shaw, or Octu Blaine Deria Magna Casca. It is a sincere privilege to be asked to come here today to speak to you on the unveiling of this beautiful memorial. On me on my way from down here, we're treated with the utmost respect, and our hearts and our full sympathies is with the families who lost their loved ones. Today, all over Ireland and further afield, Republicans gather to commemorate the most significant event in our historical calendar, the rekindling of the flames of resistance by the heroic patriots of 1916. Their sacrifice, courage and example has been providing the following generations with a shining beacon, clearly showing the way forward to the road of struggle. The shackles of British bondage were cast aside, and the risen people marched out to challenge the might of the Empire, and the Republic was declared confidently and defiantly. The men and women of 1916 began the process. There is unfinished business occur to attend to, and it lays with the Republican fighters of today to ensure the final victory. We can achieve that goal, provided we have the tools to do so, and the will to employ them. There is no reason why we should not have abundance of both. As Republicans, Easter has a special significance for us. We are the casualties of the past 26 years of warfare, and as such have earned a special place in the hearts of all our people. There is no doubt in the admiration and the high esteem in which we are all held. This is not only borne out by the fact that we were the frontline troops against the enemy on the streets here in Newry and in the country lanes of South Armagh, but due very much to the courage of the hunger strikes and the sacrifice that they give so willingly. So on this day, we are one with our people and stand proudly to honour Ireland's noble sons and daughters who has given their lives on the road to freedom. As we are all aware here, that we are in a peace process where the British government has tried to rub the noses of Republicans in the sand. But I would like to assure you all here today, Republicans will not be weak-kneed in this process. We have done everything possible to move this process forward. The British government has put obstacle in the way. As far as we're concerned, Republicans will do everything in their power to make the process work. But we do not want to see another volunteer's name in this memorial, man or woman, or another volunteer going into a long prison sentence. But the situation is that may be necessary. The situation could evolve here in the next weeks and months that volunteers have to lay their lives on the line again. And nobody wants to see that. And I would like to say to you all that everybody has to do everything in their power and their utmost to ensure that we keep moving forward. Internationally, we have achieved mountains. People maybe look on it from Newry and say we've only moved so far, we haven't got so much. But the British government hasn't got any credibility whatsoever throughout the world and their holding of this six-county state. And you here in Newry have played your part to the full. All the volunteers that have died has been a special tribute to everybody. And I would like to pay tribute to the Sinn Féin coming here in Newry. And I've travelled throughout the length and breadth of Ireland and see the Sinn Féin activists in this area. They're of the highest calibre, and you must have one of the best Sinn Féin coming here in Newry. You deserve it. The work that they do is unbelievable, and it has to be given utmost credit to. I would like to say to each and every one of us, man, woman or child, no matter what ages may be, there's a place for you here in the Republican movement. We need everybody to play their part. People may think, what can I do? Sure, I've maybe done my best and wasn't good enough. I want to embrace everybody back in the Republican movement. Knock the personalities in the head. There's a big struggle out there to fight, and the Brits aren't going to win this struggle. We're going to win it.
Yeah.
As we stand now, we want to ensure that the Republican movement isn't a club. You pay your membership in 1 year and you get back 12 months after your new year membership. When you come into the Republican movement, it means commitment, it means determination, and it means fighting all the way. Whether it's a volunteer in the Irish Republican Army or whether it's a Sinn Féin activist, we fight all the way. So if you're coming in, don't be coming in to sit down at the fire. I want us to work. Republicans, also, we have a special responsibility to our people and to the liberation struggle. Incarceration, shoot to kill, internment, plastic bullets, collusion, diplomat courts, torture does not mean the end of the road for us. In fact, it should signify a new beginning, a fresh challenge, an opportunity to contribute to the struggle in many ways of us didn't even realise we could. What does 1960 mean to us individually? What do we understand the liberation struggle to be? How do we define our contribution? We all must carefully analyse our own positions and digitally apply ourselves to the necessary parts of Carja. There are rules to be played, actions to be carried out, and hopefully the actions to be carried out, our volunteers won't be the sufferers. There are rules to be played, and development must take place if we ensure final victory is brought closer. So, Accordia, as we reflect here today on the sacrifices and heroism in 1916, the courage of all those, and especially our volunteers here in Derrybeg, who fell, and on the Civil War, on the campaigns of the 40s and the 50s, and the determination, commitment and the valour of all our comrades, men and women, who have laid down their lives and their freedom. Let us all here today consider our positions, and let us endeavour to rise to the challenge and play our part, and all make sure our determination is solid. And in the spirit of the men and women of 1916, and with the dedication of Bobby Sands and the brave comrades, let us all march out onto the road of victory with full confidence in that victory. I would also like to say this memorial is erected in the memory of all the brave volunteers from Derrybeg Estate who give their lives fighting against British occupation and injustice in their native land. No other area in Europe has lost so many of its young men fighting against British tyranny. Volunteer Patrick Hughes was killed in a premature explosion at the Customs Post in Dublin, on the Dublin Road, and on August the 22nd, 1922, he lost his young life. Tragedy was again to strike the Hughes family, and again Patrick's 17-year-old son Michael was murdered by the Brits at the entrance of the main avenue on October 1974. Although only a teenager, Michael was aware of the unjust system. Edward Grant was also killed in a premature explosion on Christmas Eve, 1973 in Derrybeg. 5,000 people mourned his loss. Brandon Waters was also killed in a premature explosion on August 8, 1984, and thousands of people also attended his funeral. Only a few knew of his Republican background. Volunteer Colin Marks, who I spoke to his mother over a few minutes ago, was brutally murdered by the thugs of the RUC by Brit agents on April the 10th, 1991, and a shoot-to-kill policy is used also there. To these Derrybeg volunteers, this memorial is a special fitting tribute to them all. And I would also like to pay tribute in conclusion, Accordia, to all the men and the women who are probably names not on this memorial, who opened their homes throughout this last 26 years of struggle, who gave everything that was possible to the fighters of the Republican resistance, and at the end of the day don't even get a mention. Without them people, without their support, without their backup, we wouldn't be here today. They deserve as much credit as the volunteers, the ordinary woman on the street. Let us go away here today, rejuvenated with the determination to carry the fight through. The Brits have employed everything against us. They've used